Record on the Zoom, so I'll
One,
do
two.
that. Case.
Gotta make it home tonight.
Oh, who's that by? Is that
What is
Montel
his name?
Jordan? Who is that?
No. Oh, you just made me draw a blank. Okay.
Who is that? Just in case. Oh damn! Well, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I
why
should
can't I
remember
remember?
that.
I just had his name before you made me think
Damn.
of it.
I fuck yeah. I feel like I threw that. I threw a name out that was wrong, and it throws everything off. Damn, who is that?
Fuck,
Should
not
I
Tyrese.
Google it?
No, don't you dare.
No, I won't tell you, but
Oh,
we
okay, okay,
gotta
okay.
know
You
it.
can do that.
Oh, see, I was gonna say this name. It is the second
It's with
name
a
on the
J,
list.
right? It's with a J.
Yes, yes.
Joe?
Jaheim?
No.
No,
Yes.
Jaheim.
Jaheim. Yes,
I just
sir.
couldn't remember that's how you say it. Jaheim.
Lord, you know
Yeah,
just
Jaheim.
how hard I try.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't he do
What
a
was that
Dipset
other
song?
song that he had? Didn't he have
That
another
one.
joint?
He had a few. He had a few.
The camera.
Yeah, he had the Cameron one that I didn't even
I'm
know
thinking
till
of
later.
like that single that he had that was like charting
Ah.
for a little while. Didn't he have like that one single
Yeah,
that
it was
like
right
that?
Is
after.
it brown? Is it brown sugar?
No, that's
No, that's
fucking.
D'Angelo, bro. Come
That's
on.
D'Angelo.
Oh no. Come on, nigga, this is him. No, but it's something
Black
along
sugar.
those lines though.
Fucking god.
It was
Bug
Seinfeld.
sugar.
White sugar, yeah.
No,
It was about
it was.
white. It was about jungle fever. It was white sugar.
I'm gonna look it up.
All right, so welcome to the show. This is the show. That's
Hey.
how it
What an
starts
intro.
right there, Jaheim,
Cold
and all
open.
that.
Word. What an intro.
Yeah, cold open. So, very exciting. Last week we had the pre-draft proclamation, and now this week to buttress the pre-draft proclamation, we have official wide receiver draft rankings, wide receiver prospects.
It is getting spicy.
Now, is it
in this
is
draft,
it a
man.
top 5 or is it a?
It's really a top 7, but I'm gonna remove the top 2 and I'm gonna go from there. So I'm gonna start it
Excellent.
at
Well,
3. And this is just my personal. Well, I'll get to my disclaimer later.
But we got
No. We don't need any disclaimers.
but we got
Put your name.
the but you're gonna give all 7, right?
Yeah, I'll give all 7. I'll start from
you
the
can give us. Is it ranked like 1 to 5? You have like in order 1 to 5.
Yeah, well, I have 5 to 1, and then I have the 2 that I took off because I feel like everyone's top 2 is the same. So it's kind of like I kind of wanted to focus on
I got you.
guys that I personally like and shit. And
Got you.
And the
Like
guys
that.
that Joe Shane better have his eyes on.
Yeah.
All right, so we have that. We have the kickoff rule change, and
let me send this link out.
yeah, I guess that's it. I mean,
you got?
y'all are the football experts. So
Are we gonna talk John Tate Porter or what are we doing?
well, yeah, we could do John Tate Porter. I mean, I
Yeah, 'cause
I don't really have that much to say about it, but I mean, I feel like I guess I could have something to say about it. I just feel like
I think we could have fun with it.
there's been a lot of very ridiculous takes about it, and there've been a lot of and the Otani thing too, because we touched on the Otani thing. That shit broke last week when we the same day we did the show, and since then there have been some pretty ridiculous takes on that. But I guess we'll start off with the rule change, the kickoff rule change. I saw what they were doing in the XFL because the true football purist, watched XFL and college football. So I'm already familiar with the rule. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but a lot of people have a lot of thoughts and feelings on it. So what's y'all response and reaction to it?
Why don't you think it's that big of a deal? I feel like it's like an actual pure football play. That another one that they're adding.
What is a pure football play? What does that mean?
Well, because it's not you can design a play around it. as opposed to like
Yeah, it's a play from scrimmage.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is
So
basically what it is. They're making it much closer to a play from scrimmage than like the what was the traditional kickoff.
Mhm.
But
and
it pretty much ends onside kicks. That's over with.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the amount of onside kicks that are successful. I mean, it's going to be really negligible, and it's like
So
for the
why don't we go? Why don't you explain the rule change? For the people.
okay. So basically, the kicker for the team, the person kicking the ball, obviously, is at the is he's a little bit deeper, is a little bit up. But there's a zone, regardless. There's a zone that you can catch the ball, and you can do a fair catch only in a certain area. And that will bring the ball up to the 35, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll give you 5 yards. So the incentive is to not have a touchback. Um, to not have a touchback because it's going to be a little bit more penalizing because it's going to be up to the 35-yard line now. And the incentive for the other team is obviously um, you're going to have to kick it shorter because you're not going to want to give those automatic yards to begin the opposing the drive to the other team. So there's a weird wiggle room where you have to figure out where to kick it, and I think it gets like more strategic because you're going to have to kick it, but not too far, not too short.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be
it's
just
almost more like a punt
yeah, exactly.
in terms
So
of
I
like
mean,
strategically.
Mhm.
yeah, so I mean, I just think that it's gonna offer more more strategy, more I think special teams are gonna be more involved. You can't like the two lines are like about 10 yards apart, 10 or 15 yards apart.
I think it's
And
10.
nobody's allowed to move until the returner catches the ball.
Mhm.
So it's almost like, all right, go. Like, that it's that's like the snap is pretty much when the kick returner catches the ball.
Mhm.
And I like it. It eliminates the big collisions that for the most part are unnecessary collisions because there's a lot of them that happen that don't even affect the play at the end of the day. Um, but at the same time, I think that a good special teams coach, maybe you start seeing some of the bigger name players going back there and doing kick returns because they don't have the running start the opposing team running at 22 25 miles an hour down in a straight line trying to take your head off. Now it's a little bit more a football play where it's like kind of you can kind of see where everybody's at and you can kind of line up almost like you're running behind the line, like a running back or something like that, and kind of see what opens up in certain places. It's
Mhm.
not like, there's just random people flying all over the place. So that's why I think it's just obviously, it's more of a football play, but I just think that it might lend itself to getting some of the bigger names involved in kick returns. And I don't know. I just think it'll be more fun than just like, than just the automatic, okay, you start at the 25. You know what I'm saying? There's more tacts involved. The smarter special teams coach are gonna try to figure out a way, to are gonna try to figure out a way how they can, gain possessions or, even like the videos that we saw from like the XFL or whatever, that reverse. Like the reverses, they might work, and if they do work, they're going to work better just because um, everybody's more flat-footed. You don't have the long distance to kind of like change your trajectory, like in your lanes when you're running down. But at the same time, they're going to be close enough. Like both teams are going to be close enough to the returners and the reversey, that there can be a lot of turnovers involved in that. So it's like you want to do like it's going to be a big. Well, we're going to see because it's gonna be high risk, high reward, and I think that that margin for error is going to be so slim that we could see just like, we're going to see those first couple weeks. We might see calamity, which is always good until they dial it down after they see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really have a take, man. I mean, it's kind of whack that we lose onside kick, which is, even though the percentage of getting that shit is fucking nearly zero, but you know what I mean? That makes it all that much special. But yeah, I mean, it's whatever, man. Whatever's safer, It's at the end of the day, like, is whether is the direction of the direction of the league. So, it's trying to make the players safer and all that shit. So, if that's what the intention is, and that's what they really and that's what's gonna do, then I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Hey man, if it allows more players that like because last year you saw the amount of players that were out injured.
Mm-hmm.
If it allows more players to stay healthy, because even though like this is all depth, you know what I'm saying, but some of the some good players play on special teams as well. Like obviously you're not gonna the top guys don't really do that, but the players that alter seasons for teams. So it's like I said, A, you get that benefit, and B, like obviously we don't know. Yes, I could be just saying something that doesn't even come to fruition in terms of like getting the bigger players. But like if you were the Miami Dolphins and you're down two scores, you're down a score or whatever late, are you gonna throw Tyreek Hill back there with Jalen Waddle and have that shiftiness back there, and you know what I'm saying, make shit happen? Because once you break through that line, a player like Tyreek Hill, if he goes off to the right or the left, he's gone, and he breaks through that first wall, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm thinking that like maybe that type of stuff ends up happening. Obviously, that's that's hasn't happened yet, so I'm just pretty much talking out of my ass. But I don't know. I think it allows a possibility for that, and like the way that the league is kind of like they didn't like very much. They didn't like how the scoring was down overall because defense is getting so good. I think this is gonna. I think this is gonna. I think this is gonna be at least a mover in terms of like overall point totals.
Mm-hmm.
So those first couple weeks, hit them.
Oh shit! Prediction.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
You heard, or it could very be you heard it here worst. But I just see it happening. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
Yeah, I don't know. For me, from watching it already, I didn't feel like it was. I don't know. Maybe the NFL special teams coaches will be more innovative with it, and maybe they'll come up with some schemes or something for it. But I mean, just didn't really seem like that big of a deal to me. And the kickoff, I could take it or leave it. I don't really even care. Like what. I think ultimately, what will happen is, to your point about more scoring, I would predict that at the end of the season, the average start spot of a drive after a kickoff will go up from last year. I would bet substantially. I don't know. I don't even know what the average starting line was last year off of kickoffs, but I would bet that it will go up just because you're going to have obviously way less touchbacks, and I think more teams will be starting from beyond the 25. So
Yeah.
But besides that, I don't think you're gonna see a ton of people taking touchdowns. I don't think you're gonna see a ton of you know. I don't imagine you're gonna have a lot of marquee players, you know, going back there to return kicks now. But you know, well, maybe there will be a outside the box thinking coach that decides that they have a play that they feel good about with a specific player or something. I don't know. I mean, it at minimum gives you more. It gives coaches more, I guess, more flexibility and more options in terms of how they want to play it and what kinds of things they can do. But aside from that, I don't think it's that. I don't think it will ultimately be that big of a deal, and I think it'll be interesting to see if it has any impact in big games. You know, like obviously overall, I don't think it'll have a big deal, but I don't know. Have they announced if it's definitely going to be a part of the postseason next year, or is it a regular season trial as of right now? Because I know that they said it's only for one season, which doesn't make any sense because it's like everything is for one season until you do it the next season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just don't. Maybe they want to play and see before,
Because
throwing
even if
that
they
in.
didn't say we're only doing this for one season, if they do it next season and it's a fucking disaster, it's gonna be only for one season. Like,
Yeah.
there's no one that says that. There's no contract that you gotta fucking contractually
locked in.
agree. We're gonna do this
You're locked
kickoff
into this
rule for the
mortgage.
next until 2029. Like that's not how it works. Like, I don't know why they even needed to come out and say that. But I guess that probably answers my own question. They probably said that because they're distinguishing between not committing to it for the postseason. I'm imagining that's what that was about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. You know how they slow foot, like they like to dip their toe.
Yeah, even with
dip their
with
toe,
the
see what
overtime rules, they did the same thing. Like that was why I couldn't even. That's what the fucking players don't even know what the overtime rule is. Half of them, but because I was like, at first it was like, okay, we're gonna do this for the regular season. And it's not gonna be the postseason, but it's only gonna be the whatever. I don't know.
Confusion.
Remains to be seen.
More
We'll see what
confusion.
happens. We'll see if there's any
You-
if there's more value placed on certain special teamers. Who knows?
But you know who you'd be, you'd want to have back right now for this coming
This guy.
year.
The GOAT returner right here. The GOAT.
Well. I mean, in a dream team, in a
Who is
dream
it?
team
He's
scenario,
not the GOAT, but he's my GOAT.
but
Who's
in a
that?
dream,
Hall?
Dante Hall.
Yeah, he's the man.
In a dream team scenario, him,
Devin Hester.
yeah, but you know who you're forgetting?
Yeah,
Mike
Talking
West.
about
Westhoff.
all-time returners.
Mike
Coaches.
Mike Westhoff.
Coaches.
That's your guy.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he had. Well, isn't he? Speaking of him, isn't he, I feel like he was coaching in the XFL? Was he not? Or is he in college? I thought he might have been one of the XFL coaches. If he was, we got to go back and look and see if he was what he was up to.
We gotta see if that switcheroo, the one that they showed on the highlights, if he's in the XFL, I'd put money on him being the one who designed that play.
Here we go. Here we go.
Didn't that shit just start again and then he changed the name or some shit?
Now they merged.
It merged, right? Who did?
The XFL and the USFL.
Yeah.
Now it's the UFL.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think it starts
Last
weekend.
week. They just
couple
passed.
of
I think.
weeks, right?
Oh,
No,
that's-
no,
Speaking of
this week.
starts, happy opening day. Baseball's here. I don't really care
right.
except from a betting standpoint, but I
Yep.
put
Yeah,
I got my preseason picks. There's no way that it'll work out the way it did for me last year, having the Rangers and the Diamondbacks. That was a miracle.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
you're early in on that. You
Yeah.
should give your picks though, man.
My baseball picks, my
Yeah,
futures.
that'd be dope. Yeah.
Yeah, your futures.
So this year, I'll tell you right now. I mean, for the most part, pretty chalky. I don't think that I had anybody preseason futures that was too much of a long shot, unless you want to say. I feel like a lot of people have the Cubs winning the Central, so that I don't think that that's too exotic. Yeah, I had the Cubs in the Central. I have I have the Rays making the playoffs, which a lot of people don't have, but I don't think that's that crazy either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my picks are all pretty boring. I didn't really go with anything too crazy this year. My four division winners that I felt best about, that I threw into a little parlay ski, was the Orioles, the Twins, the Astros, and the Cubs. I threw them into a little parlay ski, 28-1. Why not?
I think the.
But all of those are pretty chalky, so it's not anything too crazy.
I think the Phillies are. I think the Phillies might take the East.
Well, that's the thing. Well, I don't know if they're gonna take the East. I thought about, but they're like, they don't even. I think you don't even get plus odds.
No, there has to be because of the Braves.
Yeah, but I think that, or maybe I might have been thinking about to make the playoffs.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense.
But I didn't like the odds enough that I was willing to take it. You know what I mean? I was like, like I like the Phillies. I would rather bet, rather than betting the Phillies to win the division, I'd rather bet them to go to the World Series. I'd rather bet them to win the National League.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna get you're gonna get better odds than that. And I feel like if they win the division, they would be my pick to go to the World Series anyway.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Because with that pitching setup,
yeah. So like, I feel like from an odd standpoint, like kind of like the same way I've been playing the NIT. I took at the beginning of when the NIT first started, I took Seton Hall to win.
Okay.
And I've just been all the other underdogs. Like I liked Georgia, but I've just been doing Georgia's been almost an underdog in almost all of their games. So I just been doing money line rollovers and just cashing every time as they continue to win. Because I was like, I could bet Georgia to win the NIT at, I think it was at like 19-1 or something like that. But I was like, if they run into Seton Hall, I think they're gonna lose, which we'll find out, I think, on Tuesday or whenever they play. I think they play Tuesday. But up until now, I've just been cashing all of the Seton Hall, Georgia money line rollovers. So
nice.
This has been by far my best college basketball season ever.
Wow.
By far. I've been very, very hot against the spread. So, but I feel like now it's over because I didn't really have any good feels. I was talking to Flex earlier. Like the only things I was willing to take was San Diego State first half and the under, and UNC and Alabama, and I don't really feel great about either of those. I feel like I'm almost kind of not talking myself into them. Like there's logic behind it, but I don't think San Diego State is a great team. I just think it's too big of a number.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been getting hammered with the only thing that I have not been good with this college basketball tournament has been unders, man, because like so many of these teams are playing no type of defense. But I feel like as the tournament goes on and these games, once you get all these garbage ass teams out of the way, and now it's like the true blue bloods playing each other, at some point somebody's gonna have to play defense and get a stop if they really want to win the national championship and not just be running up and down the court, fucking around. So those were my two plays. I feel like San Diego State, like, that's crazy disrespect. I mean, they're not a great team. I don't think they stand a chance at winning. I actually didn't even think they would make it to the Sweet 16, but they're not. UConn is obviously a better team, but they played UConn in the championship last year. Like, they made it to the championship just last year. They're still an old squad. It's not like this is a whole new team of freshmen. Like, San Diego State is mostly juniors and seniors. They're not going to be afraid of UConn. They played them last year. They're not going to be overwhelmed by the moment. They played in the championship last year, and they're a team that they want to muck it up and play in the mud, and they want to, half the over-unders for the San Diego State games are like 105. Like, it's crazy low. So, they're not trying to run up and down the court. They're trying to keep the game close. So if you're going to give me them with 12 points or whatever they were getting, I feel like
are these UConn teams kind of like going back to the blueprint of when they were good before?
What do you mean good
Like
before?
using no, like we're using like the you know the older players like back when Khalid El Amin and like Emeka
Wait,
Okafor.
Hassan El Amin.
No, Khalid El Amin.
El Amin Hassan?
El Amin
Hassan.
Hassan. El Amin Hassan.
Nah,
I love you, El Amin.
no, I mean I don't know. I think no, I don't. I think that UConn is just they're just playing the same way that they did last year. The same way that they won the chip last year. Speaking of which, yo, they need to the Pelicans need to start giving Jordan Hawkins some run, man, because when he's played, he's been fire, and I thought he was gonna be a good pro, but he's just buried on the bench behind fat Zion Williamson, who I shouldn't even be mean to Zion Williamson because he's had a good
He's
season.
important.
He's played
Yeah.
well.
He
He's
took it
played,
personally, man.
period. So, like, I'm not to hate on Zion Williamson. I'm actually real happy for him, but I want to
Chef's
see
not looking
Jordan
for him
Hawkins
anymore.
I want to see Jordan Hawkins get some run, man. That boy could play. I don't like. And now that Brandon Ingram is hurt, that shit, like, not that they play the same position, but he should get a little bit more rotation minutes, man. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's a whole. Yeah.
How about Trey
That's a whole nother
McBride? Speaking of players that got their shot, man.
How about who?
Trey McBride, Deuce McBride. Trey
Oh,
McBride's his
love
brother.
that kid, man. Love McBride, man. Love him.
Yeah, I know. I've been hitting on the Miles McBride over PRAs almost every night. It's like not even fair.
That's
Yo,
fine.
he plays. He's hard nosed, bro. Like he plays, man. And they did that sneaky contract that they gave him before they started giving him minutes too, man. So before they traded Deuce
IQ.
McBride.
IQ.
No,
Quentin
it was more.
Grimes.
I think it was Grimes. Yeah.
Grimes, okay.
But before they traded Grimes, they gave him that. That contract, that 3-year extension, for like $9 million total, something like that. And then, boom! After that, they got rid of Grimes. He started playing, and boy,
Yeah,
that
man.
contract's gonna look good for a while, man.
Yeah, it worked out. It worked out, man. I like that kid, man. He's a
That
shooter.
was like a
bro.
Caleb Martin
And he got
type.
hard, and he plays D. Man, that kid's a man, yo. Love him.
He got that stupid thing bouncing in his face. That's the only thing I don't like.
Oh,
Well, your boy Mitchell Robinson is back.
Yeah.
He played well last night too, man. He's 8 points. That's like a career high almost. Coming back off not playing for that long. I mean, granted, it was the
So now, while he was hurt, was his
Raptors.
high school coach sitting in the stands? That he lives with him? Is he still in the stands still, or he hasn't been there until he comes back?
no.
you got to imagine that he was probably helping him out though. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
Nah.
yeah,
Why?
that he was paying
Helping him
back.
out with what?
What do you mean, man? He was injured. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you need ice.
So
you
he's
need-
a high school coach. He's not a high school doctor. What's he gonna do?
Well, yeah, I know, but you still like if you still you still.
Well, so he's
You need
he's,
the heating
all he-
fan. You need
he's his
Ben- you
roommate,
need the
bro.
Ben
He's
Gay.
just doing roommate shit.
Yeah, I know, but when you're not paying
Like, yo,
rent,
bro,
you
can
try to
go
do a
get me
little bit
another pack
more.
of ice? That's
Yeah,
what he's
you
doing?
try to do a little bit more to, like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you want me to change the TV, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? You put a little bit more effort into, doing the dishes.
Because this is 1973, and Mitchell Robinson doesn't even have a remote. He has an old school.
Yeah, but I'm
TV.
thinking-
you gotta walk up to the box and turn the knob to change the channel.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Can
more
you
when he
fix
first
the hanger?
when he first got, I'm thinking more when he
yeah,
first got
the
hurt.
reception's a little scramble.
He's on the roof. He was like, yo, is it good right here?
Put it by the window. Put it by the window.
Yo, turn it. Yeah. You got it right there.
Put it by the window.
Maybe that's
put
how
some
he's helping him.
aluminum
He's
foil
like,
on.
nah, stay up there. You got to stay up there because I
Yeah.
got to be able to watch the screen.
I'm telling you,
So
that
he's
direct
like a
TV joint.
human antenna up on the
Yeah,
Mitchell
that
Robinson's
Dish
roof.
Network, man. That shit is
It went
whack.
from a roommate to a roofmate.
Terrible.
There you go, man.
You
So
got a
you-
And
tent
then
on the roof.
your boy Monty Williams was real upset about,
Oh, man. He got to
them
get out. He
taking
got
Evan Fournier's record.
He needs to stop crying.
That's why he was mad. Because Fournier
Jesus.
must have been extra mad.
Oh my God, what's it? He's a crybaby, bro. Like,
Nah,
Jesus.
he just had a terrible steak. That's all.
Man, He didn't he cried. He cried the last time that they
Yeah,
played
but
the Knicks
he had a
too.
legitimate.
Well, that's
No,
the
he
funny
didn't.
thing is because I feel like all that spiciness that was still residual residue from the last time that he felt like they got
It had
jumped
to
over
be.
that foul call.
It had to be.
Yeah,
It had to
Like,
be.
and
exactly.
I
And he
feel like
saw
whoever
and he saw how they.
the reporter was that asked him, like, oh, so what do you think about that record being broken? Like, you're a dick, bro. Like, you're
Yeah,
a dick
yeah,
for saying
yeah.
that. Like, what did you expect him to say? Like, oh, great,
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy that
Is
they
that
broke
the
a
same
record on
dude?
us.
Is that the same dude that asked him about the what was it? Where's all the New York media? Like
Probably. Well, that was the
uh,
thing. He didn't even get asked that. He came and sat down. He was all riled up. He didn't even get asked a question. I don't even think he let him ask him a question in that shit. He sat down. He said his shit. Where's the New York media now? This is disgrace. Blah 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 blah. And then he walked off. I don't even think he took questions.
yeah. So I don't understand. Like you almost beat you got jobbed out of a victory last time, and now you're gonna start crying over a record. It didn't even look to me. It didn't even look like he was trying to embarrass them. They were just shooting. Like he had seven in like the first
Yeah.
he had like seven in like the first not even the first half. I feel like he had more before that. And he was just shooting. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they started pouring it on late. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just
You
like
gotta go
enough,
for the
man.
red.
Bro, the
You're always
Pistons tied
crying.
the
He's
record for
always
the
crying
most
about.
losses in a row ever. They embarrassed themselves. They have
Shit.
been an embarrassment themselves. And
Yeah,
I'm
like
sure Monty Williams has a nice pile of cash he can go home and cry to as the highest paid coach like ever. So he'll be
Word.
alright. I'm not too worried about him.
Word.
I'm more worried about myself, who like a goddamn fool took the Detroit Pistons season win total over, like an idiot. That was the one. That was the one basketball future that I took, and disgrace. Well, actually, no. That's a lie. That's the one team total future I took. The other basketball future I took is the most shameful bet that I have ever placed, and I
Oh.
complained to FanDuel on Twitter about it. I don't know if you saw.
what is it? No, I did not see it.
Nah, because I don't like how when you place a futures bet in FanDuel, like the way that they have the which you look at your bets, you have the tab for the active bets, you have the tab for the settled bets. So when you place a futures bet, it stays in your active tab until the season's over, until it loses or cashes. Whereas with DraftKings, it's kind of like linear. So you place a futures bet, you keep placing bets on top of that. That shit gets buried at the bottom. You don't see it until it cashes or whatever. But it's not like that with FanDuel. And I don't like to check into FanDuel and have to look at my Jordan Poole highest point score for the 2023-2024
Well, I
season.
mean,
bet.
I think they're trying to
I feel
remind you.
shame when I look at that. It's giving me that shit is bad for my mental health.
Yeah,
I
well,
gotta
mean,
see that. I thought somehow that Jordan Poole was gonna lead the league in scoring this year.
Mm.
Can you cash that out just for the hell of it?
You can't do anything with it. That's the thing. If I could cash it out,
Like,
or
yo,
if
just
I could
take the
I'll
money.
I'll give them more money to take it off of my ledger. I don't want to look at this shit. But like, you can't do nothing with it. It just stays there until the season. Here's the thing, like, it's the worst type of bet because it's like it literally will not be over, technically, until the
Until
last
July.
game of the season. Like, at least my Pistons team win total over is gone because it's not possible anymore. This other one I gotta
Oh, it is?
ride out.
Oh shit! I didn't know.
It's terrible.
I'm more
It's
like
abuse.
it's more annoying to me. I think it might have been on. No, it was on DraftKings, where like when 2 years ago when I had the Jets over, and they were like it was 5.5, and they already that was right before they got that shitty streak or whatever, where they ended up like losing however many games, 6 games, 7 games in a row. But I had already clinched that, and it still didn't cash it. You know, that's more annoying. It's like they can't take the win away. You know what I'm saying? You've already had my money long enough. Like, give me that shit back.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lose it with you guys anyway. You know, this is so like.
yeah. I don't know, man. So I'm gonna start going to the book in person more and more because some of these apps they're up to some shaky business and I don't like it. The one thing I will say, speaking of the apps and the shaky business, I think it's great how they caught Jonte Porter.
Ooh.
That's the thing I think is the best about the Jonte Porter story. Is I feel like I feel like I've always been thinking somebody it's gonna be like a velociraptor, how they test the parts of the fence to see where the electrocution is at. And I was like, somebody's gonna try this shit at some point to literally fuck around and find out. And that's what he did, because like now everybody not that everybody should have already known that they are doing crazy deep dive meticulous fucking analysis of every bet, but now niggas know, you know what I'm saying? Like now, like the fact that they were able to pull out like this bet was the highest bet of the day, and it was like they're tracking the data on all of these bets. Yeah, like you might not have known that before, but now you know. Like now you know that any irregularity is gonna get flagged and you're gonna get jammed. So you can't fuck around.
You might not have known Jonte Porter existed.
No, I don't even. I think nobody knew Jonte Porter existed, but Jonte Porter didn't know that the DraftKings analytics team existed. Like he didn't realize that they were. I'm sure he didn't assume they were doing regular audits like that. He could just slide in, everybody, or because that's the other thing is that I can't assume that it was him placing the bet himself, because that they would have caught already, because that's how they caught Ridley.
Yeah.
So he was the first velociraptor to get fucking zapped by the fence. And then the second one is Jonte Porter. He tried a different part of the fence and he got his ass zapped too.
No, he was like the kids when they were climbing. They climbed the fence.
He got sent 50 yards back. Yeah, because
he thought shit was sweet.
Now.
Yeah, because he thought shit was sweet. He was chilling. Like, okay, this is I'm in the clear right here. And then he got railroaded. You know what I'm saying? Like he got. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I don't know
yeah,
how.
I mean, so I probably should have done this from the beginning. So for anybody who is not familiar with the Jonte Porter with his situation, Jonte Porter is the brother of Michael Porter Jr.
Which makes so much sense
of the Nuggets. And he is a mediocre player. He was on, I think, a two-way 10-day, some very limited contract with the Raptors. But he was like the back of the rotation for the Raptors, because the Raptors are basically, trying to lose games, and they're like basically a G League team right now. So they'll play anybody with a pair of sneakers and a headband. So he was getting his little rotation minutes playing for the Raptors. And he is currently under investigation because mysteriously on, I guess, separate nights, there was his unders, his prop unders were the largest cashed bet of the night. And it makes no sense for him to ever be the largest cash bet of the night. And coincidentally, wink, wink, those nights that his bets were the largest cash, he had to mysteriously leave the game for either a tummy ache or with a wink, eye wink problem. Oh, I can't see my eye. I need to sit
Maybe he was
out.
winking too hard.
Maybe. Yeah. So right away, I guess the book picked up like Jonte Porter is the biggest bet of the night. What the fuck? Let's go look at the game. What was going on with the Raptors that he was the biggest bet of the night? Oh, he randomly left the game out of nowhere. Oh, it's like obvious flag.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the funniest thing to me about it is that one of the unders that was the biggest bet that cashed was under half a 3-point shot. And to me, yo, my nigga, you're so gassed that you can't be on the court and not hit a 3. You couldn't fake not hitting a 3. You needed to leave the game
Yeah.
Like, my nigga,
That's crazy.
if you just wanted
You could
to
step
do
on the line.
that's what I'm saying. How hard is it to play a game and be regular and not hit a three? Like, bro, you're not Curry. Get out of here. You needed to
Like, yo, I
fake. You needed to
can't
fake the
be in here.
stomach ache. You're like, nah, nigga. If I play, I need to play 7 minutes and fake this stomach ache. Because if I get 12 minutes in an NBA game, there's no way
You know
I'm
I'ma
not
hit
hitting
one.
a three. It's just
Yeah,
not possible.
exactly.
Fuck out
You
of
know,
here.
I'm gonna hit one. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
That's just
that
me.
to me
When
was
I
the
get
funniest
down,
part. That he was so gassed that he couldn't just play it off regular and go through the game normal. He needed to find some lousy excuse to leave the game because, my nigga, I can't be on the court and not hit a three. All right. Well,
that's just how I get
On the
down.
court hitting threes anytime soon. So, and it's funny because I don't know. Do you know if his brother was asked about it? Because obviously his brother, he's not a superstar.
He was.
But he's the more high profile of the two, NBA champion.
Yeah, I think
what did
he
he say?
was. I heard his response. It was pretty much like he like kind of danced.
My
in
name
circles.
Bennett and I ain't in it.
Yeah. My name Paul. There's between y'all. but nah, he said he pretty much like danced around. He like danced around and he was like almost like, yeah, my brother loves this game. You know, he'd do anything to be up here. You know, he pretty much didn't say that he didn't do it. It was pretty much just like, yo, my brother loves the game, you know, like trying to allude to like that's not something like he wouldn't
he would
without
he
saying
dare.
it. Yeah, he wouldn't dare, but I mean if there's somebody's brother, like okay, there's a couple people whose brother you would think would do some dumb shit because if there's something like that Michael Porter's good at is saying dumb shit. So you would there's obviously a couple other players that you would. I don't know who exactly comes to think. Probably Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's another one that kind of if he had a brother, you would kind of think that he would do some shit like this, just because that stupidity. You know that kind of. I don't want to say that it's hereditary, but there's brothers that they runs in the family like yo they just get into dumb shit, dumb situations, but. Betting on first of all, why is he even on the board? That's one thing that I want to because there's plenty of times where I look for a player like even in like the NFL or whatever, and there's legitimate players that don't have prop bets, available.
Yeah, I did think about that too.
For a player on a 10-day contract, that's like. I mean, that's the equivalent
of me
like,
feels like that must have been a local thing. Like I feel like that, like
yeah.
maybe if you were in Toronto or something, I don't know because like this, like you're right. There's plenty of times where I'll go to check I'll check to see like a pure example. A couple of nights ago when they when the Nets, who the hell were the Nets playing? I forget who the Nets were playing, but the Nets were playing somebody, and they announced that that Cam Thomas was out. So right away I went. A matter of fact, coincidentally, I think they might have been playing the Raptors. As funny as that is, but I think I saw Cam Thomas was out, and the Nets are another team that's basically sending a G League team out there every week. So I knew Lonnie Walker is gonna be getting some love. So I'm looking for the Lonnie Walker props because his PRA is usually going to be set at like 11.5, and with no Cam Thomas against a trash defense, I'm like, give me that all day, and it wasn't on the board, and I was tight. So like, I don't know what the hell he was doing on the board. The only thing I can imagine is maybe like different. There's still so much that goes on with these bets. That's going back to what I was saying before about some of the fishiness that goes on with these gambling apps and shit like that. Like. I still don't know because there's so much red tape, from state to state. You can bet on different things. Like so many people talk to me about like I've had a lot of people who know that I've been capping the tournament, the NCAA tournament. Like, yo, do you know any props? And I'm like, I can't even bet props.
Yeah.
Like I don't think New York allows you to bet college props.
Yeah, no, and but that's why they're you saw what the I don't know if it was a congressman or a senator that proposed to eliminate prop bets on
I did
college
see that.
games.
Yeah, yeah, I did see that.
So I mean, it's one of the aspects that are pretty obvious if you think about it. Like obviously when it comes to college sports, I think that's obvious because you're opening yourself up to like unless the rule is every bet you can only bet overs, you can't
Yeah,
bet unders because
yeah,
you can't control overs. You can to a certain extent. I mean, I'm saying, but like if you bet an over, there's no incentive to go under. So like for let's say like a college player, for an NBA player, that's what I mentioned to you in the group chat where it's like when you have these players on 10-day contracts or like two ways or whatever, they're a little bit more susceptible, and especially like for example for a team like the Raptors that have been ravaged by injury and they're playing the dregs of their roster, like you said, similar to the Nets. There's another team I can't think of off the top of my head, but like the Detroit Pistons the other night as well, where you're playing G League players you know uh, and bottom of the roster players, you're like obviously some of these older players that are in the league for a while, they have their money. But when you got a guy that just came up and he's on a 10-day contract and, I don't even know what the numbers are on contracts like that, but I can't imagine that it's more than $500,000 or, yeah, and if it's a shorter term, it's probably way less than that considering the vet minimum. But you got to think it's like, if this guy puts, 50,000, $25,000, he's got a couple phones that he has set up where he's putting 5,000 on a couple parlays or something like that, where he's just got the under on three props. So you're taking a $5,000 parlay, you're turning it into 30,000 or 35,000, then that's a little bit of scratch, man. Well, for some of these players that are scraping by, you can't just look at it like NBA players. No, they're all rich. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the general consensus is like when you talk to people like, oh, he's in the NBA, he's rich. You know what I'm saying? What more can he's not going to risk his livelihood for this amount of money, but not everybody's in that same situation. It's the same thing with the NFL players. The top players make a lot of money, but there's a plenty of undrafted free agents, practice squad players that don't make anywhere near that amount of money. So that's who you have to monitor, and like it go back to like listing those people, like players like that on the exchanges on the on the apps. That's gonna open yourself up to that type of you know under like a low level underground underworld misgivings.
yeah. I think that to tell you the truth, the first sign that this guy Jonte Porter was going to be a problem should have been identified years ago when he was on Discord giving out gambling advice and crypto tips and claiming that he was outperforming hedge funds in the stock market and GameStop and all this bullshit. That was really the first time
I
that
wasn't even aware of
the,
that,
the
but of course,
investigation could have started right then.
like I said, like yeah, just that runs in the family.
But
That's
why? But
bad.
why is Michael Porter Jr. catching strays for no reason? What is that? How does it
Word.
run in the family? I don't know anything about him.
He has a long line of like dumb shit that I mean the most concrete one that I have that is most recently is what he said something about like the women's basketball players.
What do you say?
I have to look it up exactly. It was just something that like as soon as you hear the words that are saying, even if you agree, the actual words that are being said, it's like that you shouldn't put that combination together. Oh well, I put Michael
Okay.
Porter in Google search, and you know how it does the other like the other searches. It completes your
Yeah.
search. Says Michael Porter Jr.'s tweets on George Floyd. All right,
Oh,
but I
Oh
wasn't looking for
God,
that.
that's not great,
Yeah, so okay, he compares women's basketball to ping pong.
guys.
how so?
So, well, he said something. It was about the All right, let me see the actual quote. Uh, I see these females want to get paid more, and they're very talented. But so is a famous ping pong player. The best ping pong player is just as talented as the best basketball player. That doesn't mean they're going to get paid the same. It's what people want to watch. So, as much as I understand females wanting the same treatment as men's basketball players, it's a different sport. They're not packing out arenas.
Yeah, well, his
So,
brother wasn't packing out any fucking arenas either. And how'd that work out? Motherfuckers over here doing all kinds of schemes and scams to make a buck on DraftKings and Coinbase. So,
Coinbase.
clearly they got their own problems. Fucking Michael Porter Bankman Fried over here.
Your man just got 25 years too.
Yeah,
That's appropriate.
another mess. Another mess.
Michael Bankman Fried, the guy that he owned the FTX crypto exchange. Uh, that that was the name of FTX Arena, was the Miami Heat. That was the
Yeah,
sponsor.
thank
for
God I
Miami
didn't get
Heat.
cooked in that, man. Thank God.
Yeah,
Because I know that shit affected the Voyager, and I almost got onto that Voyager shit because of Mark Cuban, but I grabbed my quick Hyundai and I got out. Peace.
Come on.
yes, sir.
Because do you remember that when he was giving away $100 in Bitcoin if you just to sign up? Did
No,
you
I
see
did-
that?
What that
Yeah.
was
So
Mark
when
Cuban's crypto?
when the Mavs, when the Dallas Mavericks got in business with the Voyager crypto exchange, which was backed by FTX, and Mark Cuban. Sometimes Mark Cuban, I think that's part of the reason why he got out of the NBA too. Because I like Mark
Yeah.
Cuban, but sometimes, especially for him, when you somebody like that, where you got billions, you don't gotta be the first nigga there. Let somebody else figure out if the terrain is safe before you out here telling people
Yeah.
what to do and do this and do that. Because he was all about the
You
crypto.
you can dabble,
Voyager.
you can dabble with your own money. As soon as you start telling other people to put their money, man, that target is on your back, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he was out here talking about, oh, join Voyager, official crypto exchange of the Dallas Mavs. If you join right now, you get $100 in free Bitcoin. I was thinking to myself, like, all I got to do is join this motherfucker. You're gonna give me $100 in Bitcoin, and I'm thinking, like, how hard is it gonna be for me to take the Bitcoin out? How much? You know what I'm saying? How long do I gotta wait? And I didn't have to wait at all. I signed up. I got the free coin from Voyager. I transferred
Sent it to your other account.
the Bitcoin to my ledger, my real crypto account, and then I closed the Voyager account. Thanks, Mark Cuban. Have a nice life. But I could see if somebody either didn't have have another account or had never invested in crypto before and they wanted to do it and they're like, oh, let me get started. I'm gonna go on Voyager, get my free Hyundai. You get that free Hyundai, you gas, you start buying stuff, you staying on Voyager. Next thing you know, you wake up one day and that shit is shut down and your money is stuck. You ain't getting nothing out of there.
Hey,
But thank
Well,
God
like
that
the Voyager.
Thank God I didn't get jammed up in that. 'Cause
Was it the
that
Voyager that blew up? I think so. In Houston, the one.
yeah, I think you're right.
What is that? The Voyager Star Trek?
Yeah, the space shuttle that blew
Yeah,
up with
Star
all the
Trek
teachers on
Voyager.
like. No,
Is that what it's
no,
called?
not Star Trek.
No, that's the movie. That's the movie. The show.
The one that blew up when they were all their kids. They had the teachers roll out the live TV, man, and some
Oh
of the
yeah,
poor
that
kids
was crazy.
saw their teacher die on live television. It's awful.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah.
That's life, kids.
All right, top 5 wide receiver prospects.
All right,
Let's
let's
go.
do
Wait,
it,
should
boy.
we? Hold
got
on,
some
hold
draft
on,
music?
hold on.
Got
Let's
some
bring the
draft
music
music?
back.
Ding
Let's
ding
bring the
ding
music back.
ding ding ding.
Yeah, that's Yeah, that'll be
Oh, yeah, no. For number 5, each one go down. Ding, 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 ding.
where? Yeah, man. Let me tell these niggas I'm getting
So
on.
you
I'm gonna
said
get
no
this.
particular. Oh wait, you said it is in order. Wait, because I don't want to. I don't want to like make you reveal the top
I'm
five
going. I'm going backwards. I'm
from
going
five to
backwards.
one.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Are we gonna get the OLI outside looking in?
Well, I guess the two that he said that are
Yeah, I'll
not
give. I
part of the
should give those
five are
up.
the
Yeah, I should
OLI.
give those up.
Oh, got you. Oh,
Yeah.
I like the flip that you did right there. That's
Yeah, I think I'll give those out first, and then start from the
Oh
bottom up.
my, this isn't working.
Or would that be too difficult? Should I just go from
no,
the bottom?
no, I like that because like if you do your top, if you do your top 5, right, and you name the first 3, we already know who the first two are. So it's like,
Yeah, basically.
you're really only giving us 3. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Yeah,
Well,
I
I don't
mean,
know who they are.
well, I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give my little thing anyway about them. So, boom. Let me get my notes up.
Cheeks, that's not the same jersey from back then.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a new one.
that shit was replica.
I remember, but I'm saying like it's still just I don't know that shit.
It's
I
funny
can tell that
because
it's official, but
yeah, it's funny because I, I was fucking poor. That's why I wore that shit all the time.
didn't
I
you?
mean,
You
Randy
had
was
the,
my nigga though. Randy was I
oh,
loved him. You know what I mean? But it
you
was
had the did you have the purple flight posits?
yeah,
Yeah.
I love those. Shit. I got ACG came out with some with a pair of eggplant, and I got them somewhere around here. This shit cost me like almost 300.
Um, what do you wear all these jerseys out in public? Like, what do people
I
say? Because like,
rarely, I rarely, I rarely wear, but yeah,
because the
I've
thing
worn
is,
them
like, I
before.
feel like in New York, it's like, yeah, people are used to seeing all types of different teams just because there are a lot of people and a
Yeah,
lot of people from other places. But I feel like Jacksonville's like, yo, you rocking Jags joints,
yeah. Like what?
you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you
Bucks, maybe.
people think they see me in this shit. They think I'm a Viking fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Obviously, you know what I'm saying. What else you
it's a
gonna?
different flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're
Yeah.
not wearing Clemson or fucking
Oh yeah. They're big
Florida.
college guys. Yeah.
All right, just outside of the top five, who we got?
All right, so the two guys everybody's been discussing that is Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. Right? Like those are the main two guys everybody talking about. Um, I think they're both fucking phenomenal. Me personally, Malik got the edge right. Like for me, like I kind of feel like Malik right now is plug and play, man. And it's like it's so hard doing this shit because I did this shit for years. Like I always wrote my guy, like guys I've really kept an eye on and things like that. And it's hard for me because I don't watch college football like that unless it's like, you know what I mean, like the big games and shit. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is he's crazy, man. He's going and it's also the fact that who his father is. You know what I mean? Like you gotta respect that because the way Marvin was. Like you can't take that away. Like he has something to do with that development. You know what I mean? At least
Yeah,
that's the vibe I get. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I mean, we also have Jerry Rice's son
Yeah.
in the
He's
same
coming in. He's
draft.
coming in. Yeah, he's coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, but that's yeah. You're right.
not as highly touted, but
Not as highly. What's the word? Um, I guess foreseen to
vaunted.
be. Yeah, but yeah. So his neighbors and Marvin Harrison. For me, I give neighbors the edge. I think neighbors. I think right now with the way the game is right now, he could play. You know what I mean? Like before, like the height would bother me a little bit and things of that nature. But now we see players with smaller and with more, you know what I mean, built like him have more success. You know what I mean? So yeah, to me Malik got the edge on Marvin right now. And then
But he's not that he's like obviously
but
he's
he's
6 feet.
compact. Yeah, he's
But that's what I'm
compact.
saying. Is I think is he 199 pounds? Is that
Yeah,
what I
he's up.
saw? Or
Yeah, I don't think he hit the 200.
okay.
But that don't scare me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like before that used to scare me like, oh, how much does he weigh? You know what I mean? Like at the DB position, I think that's still a thing. You know, even though we're seeing DBs get drafted at a slimmer rate. You know what I mean? But anyway, those are my
He
two.
ran a 4.35, man. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, let me start with my five. So my five is funny that you say the speed because that's kind of like this guy right here is like the reason why I picked him is because of like the potential and the size. Like he's like the freak of nature. He's like the Metcalf or the AJ Brown, Xavier Leggett.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, from South Carolina, I believe. Let me check my notes.
Yeah, he's from South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina. 6'3", 225, bro. Ran a 4.39. Like that's crazy. And the tape, he looks good on tape too. He looks good on film. The only thing is the separation shit. Like I don't see a lot of the separation. I see him getting a little too physical, maybe pushing off a little bit. But you put him in like in the 49ers or somewhere where you need a gadget player. Like I could see him being a Debo or a Ayuk kind of player. You know what I mean? Like after give him the quick screen.
AJ Brown too, man.
AJ Brown, yeah. I mentioned AJ Brown and Metcalf. That was like my first two. Like I don't like the comparison shit. I guess people don't like doing it, but if you see something that reminds you of them, like wow, you know what I mean. So, but yeah, Xavier Leggett.
Have you heard him talk?
Did he had a deep voice? Did he have a deep voice?
No, he's got that. He's got that South country
Slang.
accent, man. That
I
shit
just-
is.
I was just
That
playing.
shit.
Crazy.
They say he sounds like he's like one of them boys from King of the Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like from the cartoon.
I know a
Like-
few dudes that talk just like that's crazy. Man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
man.
crazy. But that's more reason why he's an athletic freak. But that's my notes on him right there. Is like I want to see more smoothness. Like he's not really smooth, but he's a fucking truck, man. Like out there, and so you put him in the right spot, and he gonna eat.
That yak.
Yeah, the yakker.
Especially now that they outlawed the hip drop tackle.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm
man.
saying? So that's
How you
gonna be even.
That's crazy. They making
that's
it
gonna
so
be even
hard
harder.
for defensive players, yo.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. My third player, man, I got Javon Baker. I put Javon Baker or Javon Baker.
Yeah. UCF?
Yeah, Central Florida, but he was a transfer from Alabama. 6'1", 202, man. But dude's explosive, nasty, quick. You know what I mean? I didn't really get to see the combine that much. I kind of want to see what he did in the combine. I got the numbers. I saw the numbers, but I want to see him. You know what I'm saying?
Move.
Move exactly. But yeah, son looked nasty, man. He looked like a sleeper. Like out of all of them, out of all of these guys here, he's probably like the one that I kind of want to follow the most. You know what I mean? Like I'm very
On
intrigued.
the low.
Yeah, where he falls, man, because this kid looks like, you know what I mean? Like he got that it factor. He's, you know what I mean? He's shifty. He's after the catch kind of guy. Mid-air adjustments. This shit right here. His yak, I wrote right here, 6 cents. Like this dude, it's like he knows where all the players are, bro. Like he has a bird eye
Got the
view.
all 22.
Once he catches, he got like the bird eye view. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're playing fucking techno ball, like a commercial break.
And he sees dead people.
And he sees dead people. Exactly. And he speaks to them too. Nah, but yeah, Javon Baker ran a 4.5. Again, I want to see it. I want to see the combine. I didn't get to see it this year, but from what I've seen, man, the kid looks good, man. He's twitchy. He gets off the ball. He gets off the snap fast, and so that's a kid right there that I really got my eye on. I wrote a few notes on my phone. I was like at work while I was doing it. Number 4 is a little surprise. Is I know a lot of people got him a lot higher. Rome Odunze, 6'3", 220.
So he's number. What
he's
number is he
number-
here?
He's 4.
3.
He's 3? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going
he's
backwards.
3. He's 3.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
3.
But then he's 5.
No, he's 3. He's his 3.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He's like 3, yeah. So, yeah, Rome Odunze. You know what it is about him, man, and it's not that I hate on him because I think he's gonna be nice. I think obviously all these guys are gonna have the potential to be nice, but he's mad smooth, bro, and that's an ill thing to be. It's ill to be smooth and get open off the route running and all that. That's ill. That's fly to me. That's mad fly to me for a receiver to be able to do that. I love that shit, but I don't think he's gonna be as explosive as people giving him credit to be. At least right now. And obviously this is who knows what the fuck, right? Who knows what the fuck they're talking about? Clearly not me. I'm wearing a Randy Moss jersey and I'm a Giant fan. But I just feel like he's smooth. He's gonna be ill, and in the right team, with the right quarterback, he's gonna be outstanding because he's gonna kill you with the routes. He's more of a possession receiver. I think he's the most possession receiver I have on here. Where he's gonna get open off his footwork. He's gonna make that nice catch, but he's not gonna break a 90-yard touchdown. You feel me? He's not gonna cut a few
Unless
niggas
it's a
up.
straight line, yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna cut a few niggas up and go to the house. You know what I'm saying? But he's dirty with the smoothness, and I don't want to take away from that because that shit is mad ill to me. So, but
Big dude too, man.
yeah, 6'3", ran 4'3", I think I wrote. 4'4".
I got it here. 4'4".
4'4". Yeah,
39-inch vertical, man.
Yeah.
212 pounds.
212. I got him 210. 212. Wow. Okay. Yeah, and you know what? And you know what it is about him too, man. And it makes me want this guy so much more. It's fucking, which it's oxymoron because of the receiver I got here. But fucking Penix, man. Some of those fucking throws downfield and they're touchdowns, right? You know you got to make the catch, but they're fucking in stride, right in the breadbasket.
Yeah.
It's like I don't really see him adjusting to a bad ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's done it, tiptoe catches and all that, but not as much as I've seen other players on this list adjust to the ball and make their bad throws look good. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and that's no fault of his, man. He's just fucking good throw. He's getting open anyway. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm gonna do this. So this is where the shit gets. I'm gonna catch heat if people ever fucking listen to this. He's not the best receiver in his team, according to this list. Because I got Jalen Pope from Washington.
Oh my goodness.
A slight above him. A slight above him. Yeah. Bro, I do. And unlike Odunze, Jalen Pope is, I don't know why. It's like they have two different quarterbacks. It's like, I don't know if it might be bad. It might be because he's not running the route right. But he's fucking making spectacular catch after spectacular catch after spectacular catch. Right here I wrote for this kid. His hands are strong hands. Everything he grabs, it don't move. When he gets tackled, that shit ain't moving. Body control is fucking ridiculous. What is this? I don't even know my handwriting. Adjusting
strong hands. You say he has strong hands.
Yeah, real strong hands. Yeah, adjusted to the catch well. There's multiple fucking film on him getting hacked, still making the ball, jumping over dudes, like, you know what I mean, getting hit like crazy. I don't know, man. As far as route running, he might not be as good as Odunze, but he's to me he's more spectacular than Odunze, and to me I'm a spectacular catch kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I am. I love.
You're wearing a Randy Moss jersey.
Yeah, exactly. Even though he was smarter than a lot of people give him credit to, according to Brady. But yeah, dude was nasty, man. Jalen Pope, he reminds me of a taller version of Golden Tate when I watch him. You know what I'm saying? He's not super fast, but he's fast. I don't even know what he ran as a 40. I didn't write.
I'll get you in
Give
a
me that.
second. Keep talking.
Yeah.
I get it.
But as far as adjusting to the ball in the air and everything like that, he reminds me of like Golden Tate esque. You know what I mean?
4'5".
4'5". Yeah, that's not great,
Yeah,
but
he's bigger
that's
than
solid.
Golden. He's bigger than Golden Tate, though. You know,
Yeah, he's
six.
6'1", right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 6'1". What, two? I don't got to wait here. What's his weight? What you
Two,
got?
203.
2 or 3. Yeah, that's solid. But I think old boy, nice. So, and that brings me to my number one. My number one guy right here, Florida State's own Keon Coleman. I know my boy Flex is not high on him, but bro, you watch film on that kid, Florida State. Bro, you tell me that kid don't stand out, bro. That kid is. You want to talk about make your receiver look good? His quarterback might get drafted because of the nigga. Like, like dude's crazy, man. Dude's crazy. I love him. And he ran a 4.6 and everybody's knocking him. Bro, he kick return and punt return for you. If that doesn't say, and he doesn't have a great 40, that speaks on athleticism, bro. Like the fact that dudes returning punts, returning kicks all the way, you know what I mean? And some you know, some of them is not even all the way. It's just breaking half the team, and he's running a 4.6. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean it takes him. I mean at 6 foot
6'3".
5.
What is it? 6?
Well, he got closer to 6'4", I think. But I mean at that height, man, it just takes. It takes longer for all your bones and limbs to kind of kick into gear, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's in terms of like movement. That's just how like that's just how the body works. Like it takes like a longer it takes a longer time for everything to click and make your body start moving. But once you start moving, you're moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
and it's like the distance runner and like the 40 runner, right? Like some guys
Usain Bolt.
yeah, exactly. Some guys just take a little while to get the gears going. But Keon Coleman to me, oh man, he's just not. They're not talking about him enough, man. And that's really why another reason why he's on my number one. It's like, yo, bro, do you not see what I see? Like, is this kid? Am I missing something? Is there something off the field? Because on the field,
Yeah,
dude,
that's my concern.
fucking nuts. He's crazy. He looks crazy. He's competitive. He's bailing his fucking. It looks like Tyreek Hill. To compare it looks like Tyreek Hill and Tua. Tua's just fucking chucking it in the air into 4 receivers and then, 4 DBs, and then here comes fucking Tyreek Hill and snatches it out the air and takes it to the house. Keon Coleman's doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? The guy's fucking lobbing in the air, and this motherfucker's coming out one hand and grabs.
Well, he had his other receiver, the other receiver for FSU, Johnny Nelson,
Knoxville.
Johnny Wilson. No, Johnny Wilson. He's legitimate 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they like him.
So I
They
mean,
like
it's
him
pretty
throwing
much
ball.
like throw the ball up in the air and let these two
Donnie Nelson?
Johnny.
Didn't he used to coach the Pistons?
Yeah, no, the Mavs. It's Don Nelson Jr. John Nelson.
But yeah, man. But Keon Coleman, 6'3", great. I feel like he has great hands, man. I know he's dropped. I know he dropped a few in like certain games, and they were knocking him for that. But as far as all around, that kid's special, man. That kid's special, and the fact that they're not talking about him is literally just because of the 40 time. Like that shit means that much. It's fucking nuts. And but yeah, man,
We
Keon
should have
Coleman,
learned from Puka Nacua last year, man.
right? And a few others, you know. Cup, he didn't run a great 40. You know what I'm saying? So there's dudes out there that's great players, man, that they're not getting that love because they're not running the 40 crazy. Like, whatever, man. Hop in the film and watch Keon Coleman. Tell me you wouldn't want him on your team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Now, do we have any projections for maybe not necessarily a team that these dudes might land in, but maybe a zone they might be drafted. Beginning
I'll
of
tell
the
you this.
first, back end of the second round. What do we have anything on that?
I think Flex will probably be better at that than me.
Because I think everybody's saying, as far as I know most people think Harrison's going top 5, right?
Yeah.
That's all I've been hearing.
Malik also, I think Malik's.
I think Neighbors is probably top 6, and just because
they'll both be top 10 for sure.
Definitely.
So then, what are the projections on Leggett? Do we know?
I think second.
Leggett, I'm seeing like anywhere from like pick 50 to 75 in that range. Probably like one round, but from the middle of the second round to like the top of the third round.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously, this guy's out there that there's so many receivers, man. So many receivers. You know.
Yeah, but that's part of the thing, like, because there's gonna be so many, and everybody has their like what they look for and what their team currently needs. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So it's like some of the players are gonna be so closely like graded that it's gonna be like, yo, well, I need this. I already have this. I need one of these.
I'll tell you one thing. I would love to see Keon Coleman land with Kansas City, bro. I would love to see
Kansas City.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, he's Keon Coleman's
he's not taking Hollywood Brown's job. It's not happening. Sorry.
Nah, he's not. That's why he's not. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's just Hollywood Brown's gonna need him to get his helmet from the top of his
locker.
Of his locker.
Where is Coleman projected?
He's from I'm current like earlier in the season. It was like in that
top 3,
as high as like 20. Top like 2018 around there. I'm seeing him like from like lower 20s to like 40s.
If he's back end of the first, early second, then that's value.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of value on a lot of wide receivers, man. Just in general, you're going to see a lot of these.
We're not here to say a lot of value on a lot of wide receivers. We're here for definitive conclusions.
But the thing is that he might fall just because of the 40. Off of the 40 alone, he might just drop. Just like, you know what I mean? There's a possibility he might beat it.
No.
No, you think the 40?
I don't think so.
Well,
it's just because he's so.
End of the second.
It's just maybe.
Yeah. Maybe, mid-second, latest.
I don't think Adunze's making it out of the first round.
No.
No. He's
way.
not top 13.
13?
He's not getting out of it. Yeah, top 13.
That's strong. Think so?
Yeah. Well, they got they got the Giants getting him, and then I just seen somebody else do.
Who got the Giants getting him?
Somebody
did a mock with Odunze going to the Giants. I didn't see that.
Yeah, and then I actually just saw one with the Jets getting Odunze too. CBS did one with a mock with the Jets getting Odunze.
That would be a disaster.
Why? No, you see, you ain't see the IG post with Rome Odunze and Garrett Wilson chilling together.
Word.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Building that off the field rapport already.
But yeah, man.
Randall Cobb and Al Lazar. Why would they need another receiver?
Well, we got Randall Cobb is not our problem anymore. All right, pal.
Well, they got Jordy Nelson. I forgot.
Yo,
they signed Jordy Nelson to a 1 year deal.
Is Cobb
Greg Jennings. And why don't we bring back this guy while we're at? What's his name?
Driver.
Yes.
Donald Driver. With his crooked ass fingers.
Yo, Cobb didn't become a fucking receivers coach. I thought that was the whole plan for him to become the wide receivers coach.
And I mean, And they fire, and the Jets
And
fired
where's
their
Polk
wide receivers
projected?
coach.
Your number 2.
He's 3 to 4, third round to fourth round. I mean, unless
I'm not sure.
That's what the value is. That's the real value. If you're right.
Yeah, and Javon Baker too. I mean, he could sneak into the bottom of the second round, but I think
he'll be there 3-4. Yeah,
but there's always a wide receiver that goes higher just because
the Raiders.
Well, yeah, that's. I mean,
the Raiders and the Lions. Remember the Lions?
Raiders exist.
Lions used to do that shit too.
Oh
man.
my God, yo, they were crazy. The Lions were the worst.
There's always a random ass wide receiver. Oh, and the Jaguars too. Jaguars used to be doing that shit all the time.
Yeah, man. But yeah, those are my guys right there, man.
Excellent. I love it. So, which of those, realistically, if possible, would you want to see in New York?
In New York?
Because I feel like, given what we have with Shane, if he takes one of these guys first round, how do you feel about that?
These guys, I wouldn't want them. Most of these guys aren't first rounders.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you would probably prefer if Shane was to pull a slick move and maybe trade back up into maybe into the second or the third and grab somebody if they're available. Yeah,
I would like to see if out of everybody there, I would like to. If we get the rookie quarterback, I want to see Javon Baker because I think he has that feel to me that he's like when he eats, he's gonna bring that energy with him. You feel me? So like I feel like with a young quarterback, that would be the right energy to have. You know what I'm saying? But
you don't think it's just better to get like one of the top 3 guys, man, and just like.
But you said young quarterback. Are you talking about Daniel Jones?
Nah, I mean Penix Jr. Hopefully, but
no, but Daniel Jones is going to be the quarterback though.
Yeah, he will. He will be. For how long though?
Well, until J.J. McCarthy takes over.
Yeah.
Oh, God forbid. God forbid.
NFL, not for long.
That would be, hey, listen, if we do that, don't call me. Don't text me.
I won't need to call you because I know where you'll be on your way to Joe Shane's house.
I'm about to say, you already know what that means for the prediction. You know what side of the fence I'm on. But real quick, I like that question because it's true. But honestly, I feel like if Malik Neighbors isn't there, and obviously Harrison ain't gonna be there, then I'd rather go in the second and third and get a receiver, bro, because
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like in that next spot, in that skipping the first round, I feel like realistically the options of these dudes that would make sense would probably be. I guess the first one would probably be. Well, Baker, you said is not. You said he'll be there, probably second.
Yeah, he'll be there in the second for sure.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
There's better prospects out there. These are just the guys that I find very, outstanding. Like
I don't know. I think you're overlooking.
One
Brian.
of these dudes is gonna end up with the Steelers, guaranteed.
Who I'm overlooking? Yeah, definitely.
Brian.
I'm not saying you're overlooking. I'm saying one
Thomas
of these
Jr.?
dudes you're picking, I think, will end up with the Steelers. Because the Steelers, I'm just saying that because the Steelers always get a value, a good value, third, fourth round receiver. It seems like every draft, somewhere either late second, third round, they grab somebody, whether it's Martavis Bryant, somebody.
Write this down.
Go ahead.
Because it's never the guy that you expect.
Yep.
It's going to be Troy Franklin.
Ooh.
The Steelers.
The Steelers are going to take Troy Franklin.
Kirk Franklin, you said?
Oregon, right? Troy Franklin, Oregon.
Yeah.
You know what it was about him? To me, everything was he was 40 yards away from anybody. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But like everything he
now,
got
what round is this happening? Troy Franklin.
Second round.
Oh wow. Second round. Okay.
I like
anybody-
Mitchell. I like
so-
Mitchell over Thomas, by the way. Thomas is,
Yeah,
is
they're both. I like both.
I like Mitchell more than Thomas.
But any
about-
like if there was a secret intel to knowing who the Steelers were going to draft in the second or third round at wide receiver, like that would be worth millions of dollars
Word.
because it's
Hopefully-
always going to hit.
Hopefully, it's one of these guys. Maybe.
Who
Never know.
is because you just reminded me when you said Troy Franklin in Oregon. What's this latest with Bo Nix? Where are people expecting him to land?
Second.
He's
Second,
got he's
I
got
think.
a,
Early
he's
second.
got a he's got no buzz going on, but I don't know. I think they got like based on like what I've seen and like the comparisons that they're kind of making. I think you got to keep an eye on the Denver Broncos for Bo Nix.
Oh man,
Just because
Sean Payton.
his
yeah, because of Breeze, right?
well,
heard
I mean he's
that.
bigger than he's bigger than Breeze, but the point is like his
More mobile,
accuracy.
Yeah.
His accuracy is
And arm strength. You don't
his
have the greatest
accuracy.
arm strength.
Yeah, exactly. So he has to kill with his accuracy, and I mean that's
He's like the
that's
same
his
age as
forte.
Drew Brees too, isn't he?
yeah, I know, right?
The thing about that is that yo man, them weak arm strength quarterbacks with this new way of play. I don't know, man. I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
the thing is, it's like you can go that route, but you can also go the way of like timing, and if you can like Tua, like I know obviously like he hasn't won anything, but you see when everything is kicking into gear, like if you got
The
that
right
timing
system,
down,
the right
if you
system.
got the right system and you got the timing down with like the cushions that the wide receivers are getting and breaking off the line, you know what I'm saying? Like that I think you can make it work if that's your style. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if like that's what he's gonna run, which is why like Russell Wilson just was just not gonna work there because he's the opposite of like timing.
Yeah,
It's
he's an improviser.
He's the improviser and has to see stuff break down before he like decides what he's gonna do. So that I think that's where like if that's what he's gonna go with, you take him. If that's the style that you're gonna play, Sean Payton, just take him because if that's your type of guy, man. If you've proven that that's the way you can win, so just take him, man. But I haven't seen much buzz. Maybe that's what they want too, like so kind of slip under the radar.
So if we're projecting that, then what no-name receiver is the Rams gonna take? Now, since they got Puka, they don't need him. But that kid from Florida, he's
Pearsall.
yeah, Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah,
Pearsall.
I could definitely see this, but I think maybe they
He's
go
nasty.
with a bigger guy like
Well, Puka's 6'3", no? What is he? 6'2"?
yeah, but
Puka's
he's like a slot guy though. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that type of wide receiver. I don't know if they're gonna get a stretch the field type. Like I can see
They keep trying, but
I can see a Javon Baker like there.
yeah,
That kind of seems like a Rams type of pick.
yeah, that'd be nice. The thing about Baker that I like so much is the ability to. I feel like he has the ability to get the short one and maneuver
Take
his
it
way.
fast.
Yeah, I really do. And he wasn't that fast, 4.5, but he's
Now, what
fast.
about
He
Odell
looks
Beckham?
fast.
Is he gonna come back to New York or no?
I think so, to the Jets.
Nah,
Think so?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No,
and he'll be a receivers coach.
I think the Jets are done with the big names. They had to get a couple. They had to get a couple for that.
Maybe they'll end up with
Did Woody
Ricky
Johnson sell
Pearsall.
the Jets?
Oh wow, I mean, touche. Also, yo, look up this other dude. He's like Tyreek Hill. He was a running back for I think Texas A&M. Anais.
What's his
Anais?
first name?
I think I dated
That's his
the
first
chick,
name.
Masmais?
Annalise.
Masmais? What's his last name?
Smith, maybe. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I've heard. I might have heard the name, but I don't think I've seen anything on it.
Anais, yeah, Anais was. She
So
was
yo,
a Dominican singer.
before we go, I have to. I meant to do this last week. I forgot to do it. I'm not gonna do it this week, but I'm gonna do it next week. I have to recap for the people my experience at that when I was sending y'all texts from that St.
boxing
Patrick's
match.
Day weekend boxing match.
Yeah, I want to
I
hear.
need to upload the video of the proposal because that shit was the greatest thing I ever seen in my life, and I need to give a full recap description of what the energy in the room was like when Real American dropped. It can't be. It can't be described, but I'm gonna do my best to describe it.
Yeah, I mean that just sounds like a ridiculous. It like okay, playing the Real American. It fits with like the fake situation that must have felt like.
It felt so fake. Like it didn't feel real. Like I was looking. Like it so quickly went from me being at a boxing match, a sporting event, regular, to this is a circus. Like the dude. I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it next week.
Yeah,
but
let's do it.
I'll describe in detail all of the shit that made it so crazy, and so hilarious.
You gotta get a video. You gotta get a.
Well, no, yeah,
I
I gotta get the video, and I'm sure that there's other videos. I'm gonna see if I can peel through. Maybe somebody had posted. Maybe they had a better video, because that shit was on UFC Fight Pass. So I know they definitely have like the official video. I don't know if I could get it. I'm gonna try, but I'm sure there were some people that, to tell you the truth, I still haven't even gone to the dude's social media. I'm sure he probably posted probably the best video of it. I would imagine, but I'll do that.
You could do
the
multi 3D view.
Yeah, no, the multi-angle, hell yeah, because it was a movie. It was a scene that
I can't wait to hear that.
That had to be there to experience. It was wild.
Zoovie.
Yeah, but we'll get into that. I forgot to do last week closing songs.
Yeah.
And
what y'all got?
And I'll give y'all a minute to come up with your closing songs as I give the degenerate pick of the week.
Ooh, let me hear that.
My degenerate picks of the week so far, 2-0. Just for the record, we're making money out here. Unfortunately, the NIT and unfortunately the CBI has ended because I was killing the CBI. NIT is still going. We got Indiana State and Utah. Indiana State's 2-point favorite. Take Utah. I would go Utah. Take the 2 points and Utah money line. Indiana State's not making it to the NIT final. Book it.
Book it right there.
Cash it. Take the money. Put it in the bank. Degenerate pick of the week.
When is that?
I believe it is. I think it's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday or is the final Tuesday? I'll look it up right now. And also, I gave you the Australian Basketball League pick that cashed. Then last night, this morning when I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning watching the Tasmania Jack Jumpers lose to Melbourne United. Nice. Melbourne United, Matthew Dellavedova with the redemption buzzer beater to win after he had the turnover for them to lose 2 games before. I mean, incredible stuff. But so the NBL is going to Game 5 for all the marbles back in Melbourne. That's going to be, I don't know when that is, but I'm taking Melbourne in that one too. But that's not an official pick. I got to do a little bit of more recon on that. But my Utah +2 is official.
Nice. Let's do it.
We got to get this cash, man. We're not trying to lose money out here. And that final, I'll tell you right now, So it's Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, both NIT semifinals. You got Utah and Indiana State, and then you got Georgia and Seton Hall. I'm taking Georgia just because I took my Seton Hall future. I already got Seton Hall to win it all. I think they're gonna cover I think they're gonna cover the 4. I would, if I'm just betting the single, I would take Seton Hall minus the 4 against Georgia. But Georgia's been tough, so I don't know. They're on a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
And I think they're a little bit. I think that the basketball team is low key pissed off, making up for how they felt that the football team got screwed out of the college football playoff. Oh, you know what? I forgot to ask you too. We should have touched on this, but I just remembered it. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. Did you see? Have you seen the latest Saquon shit? He was on the Travis Kelce podcast.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, he was on the Travis Kelce podcast. I watched it. He talked about the Giants shit, and you know who else he did the podcast with? Fucking that guy Frank the Tank. Crazy.
Yeah, I saw.
Like Saquon
I saw a video.
He's
I didn't
talking
hit
to
it.
Anybody with a mic? I think we should invite him on the show.
Yeah,
if you're doing walks with Frank the Tank, not to say that Frank the Tank is nobody, but
he
that's when
repulses
you're really
me, so
trying to get your voice out there. So.
I don't even know
So
who
maybe
that
we
is.
look into that. So song to close out the week.
Yelling about shit. All right.
That guy who made his name on the news when he was screaming about the MTA because he was trying to get to the Mets game. I think it's the anniversary, right? Wasn't that opening day?
New Jersey New Jersey Transit is the absolute worst.
Transit is the absolute worst. And he screams, and the hat flying off was the funniest part to me. Like as a matter of fact, it didn't fly off. Like he screamed, and the brim came down and covered his eyes. Oh, man,
Jay, right? You remember Jay? She's from Queens and went to her school.
My nigga Salazar.
Yeah. There's a video online of him cursing at Frank the Tank. I'll send it. I don't know. I never sent it to you guys, but it's literally like them yelling at each other at the Mets game. Wow. And so they use it in memes.
He got kicked out of the Devils game a couple of nights ago. Because he's a Devils fan, and apparently the Devils fans all hate his guts. So I guess he was just screaming on the Devils.
Every
and they
fan
were like,
of the
get
team
this motherfucker out of here.
Every fan of the team that he roots for hates his guts.
That's good.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Song of the week.
Song of the week. I just gave you time to get yours.
Well, I'm gonna go with I don't know, just feeling, I have that as one of my alarms to take my son to school. He knows that it's time to go to school. And when he hears Gucci Time from Gucci Mane, it's a song that I think should have been popular, not very popular. It's people in the South don't like it because it's not Gucci Mane. It's kind of like mainstream, the beat, and it's with Swiss beats. And it never for some reason I still love the song. I don't know why it didn't blow up, but Gucci Time by Gucci Mane featuring Swiss Beats. That song always picks me up when it's time to get when it's Gucci
Time by Gucci Mane.
Nice. For me,
love it.
Since it's fitting, we're betting and all that stuff. I got If I Were a Rich Man by Chaim Topol. Chaim Topol.
I had all the money in the world.
Yeah, Fiddler in the Roof soundtrack.
Wow.
Wait, is
like
that
the original?
The original, yeah. I don't
Wow.
Yeah. Not Rich Girl. I didn't say Rich Girl.
No, I know.
No, but okay. I was just I
like you were singing Rich Girl.
Oh, I don't
if
know.
I was a rich girl. Nah,
that obviously based off of the Fiddler on the Roof, but for the OG Fiddler on the Roof joint, that's
crazy.
That shit goes hard.
Crazy.
That shit goes hard.
And the intro, niggas praying to God like, I know you don't make people rich, but it's not a great honor neither.
When's the last time you saw Fiddler on the Roof? Because it sounds like it was very recent, like right before we jumped on this stream.
So one thing about me that no one knows is I'm a big musical guy.
Oh,
So
Musicals?
musicals, yeah.
No way. Really?
My
Wow,
favorite
I
movie.
didn't know that. You know I hate musicals?
I
I
love
hate them with a passion.
Wow, I didn't know that about you. That's crazy.
Yeah, my favorite musical of all time is West Side Story.
Wow. I saw I went to see what's the one? Moulin Rouge?
Okay.
Yeah, Moulin
Was it
Rouge.
Moulin Rouge? No,
Or
was
Chicago?
it Moulin Rouge? I always mix up
Yeah.
Moulin. Which was the one that Maya did? Because that's the one I saw.
Oh,
Remember Maya,
yeah, it is Moulin
singer
Rouge.
from
No,
back in
is
the
she
day?
one
I
of
think
them?
it was Moulin Rouge.
I think it is. Is she
Or
one of
maybe
them that was singing
no, it
on
might
that?
have been Chicago. I can't remember. It was one of those two, and she was in it, and I went with my girl at the time to go see it. But yeah, I don't really be. I hate musicals, man.
I like
just really
musical.
not
Let me rephrase that. I don't like the broad. I mean, I've never been to the Broadway ones. The live one. I like musical movies like Annie, Fill in the Roof.
Well, I mean,
Wow, that's crazy.
it's
That's
oh,
crazy.
yeah.
I hate the musical movies more than I hate the musicals on stage. Have you seen
Yeah.
the new Mean Girls?
no, I didn't. I didn't.
Because
That's
I
a
heard
musical.
that was a
Yeah.
musical that people didn't know was a musical, and they were all tight because they didn't know it was a musical. Maybe you.
Yeah,
you-
I mean,
did
I
you
still
see-
haven't seen La La Land, so I gotta go. I gotta,
it's crazy.
I'm an old throwback guy.
You know, it's crazy that I was listening to the Levitard show or whatever, and they were talking about coincidentally a little while ago that the next Joker movie is going to be a musical.
Nah,
Oh,
don't
God.
tell me that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Are
Now
you
with
being
Joaquin
serious?
Phoenix though.
They're gonna take
Yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite shit and ruin it.
But it's that
Give
it's
it a
that
shot.
iteration of the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is definitely
South Park the movie was fucking a great musical.
Yeah, you just ruined
One of my favorite musicals of all time.
I'll
Well,
get the backstory on
it. Wow,
if I was a
took the
rich
wind-
man, what's your
took the
song
wind
though?
Right
What's
out
your
of my
song?
sails.
What's your
Took the
song?
wind right out of my sails. Damn. My song is Willie Colon and his
Ooh.
orchestra,
Okay.
The Hustler.
Ooh,
It's the song I listen to every morning when I wake up.
nice.
Every morning when I wake up, it's an instrumental song. There's no vocals. It's just I think it's like 9-10 minutes long, but it knocks. It's my shit. I fucks with it.
Fire. I send you mine. Can y'all send me yours on Apple Music?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like Juanito Alemania.
All right, fellas. Great show.
And with that being said, until next week, adios. Stay in the black. Take Seton Hall -4, and roll with Utah, man. I don't think Indiana State's